In today's tutorial, we will dive deeper into Tableau Pulse by learning how to embed its powerful metrics onto any website. Building upon our previous exploration of what Tableau Pulse is, I will guide you through the step-by-step process of integrating these valuable insights directly into your website. So let's dive in. So there are two different ways in which you can embed a Tableau Pulse metrics onto any website. The first one is by simply embedding the Tableau Pulse metrics within the dashboard using web objects, and then embedding it onto a website. And the second one is using embedding APIs. So let's look into the first option, in which all these Tableau Pulse metrics you can embed all of them, or you can choose one or two into a dashboard and then embedding it onto a website. So let's open a dashboard. So it's a blank workbook, and first of all I will connect to the data source, and we have to make sure when we connect to the data source, you should connect to the same data source on which you have created the Tableau Pulse metrics. So in this case I have created Tableau Pulse metrics on Superstore data source. So I will select that one, and once you select that, the data source is connected, and then you can either create the worksheets, which you can also add it into the dashboard, or you can simply go to the dashboard and you can go to these objects, and you can see here there is a pulse metric object. You can select tiled or floating values and drag the pulse metric object onto your dashboard. Once you bring that in, it will open a pop-up window where you can configure the connection. And you will straight away see here that with that data source, there are two sets of metrics. One is on the profit, one is on the sales. So let's select the sales one, and you will see here on the sales measure, there are 4 metrics already available. And let's select the last month one because we don't have the up-to-date data. Month to date or quarter to date, we don't have the latest data. So I will pick it up for the last month, and it will give you multiple options here. First one is to select the metric display. You want to show the full display, as you can see here, or you can also select the compact display, which will not give you the line chart. It will just give you the banner and the variance as compared to the prior month. And also you can select the metrics option where you want the Tableau Pulse style layout. So if you select that, and you will see a nice boundary across that metrics. And also you can link to the Tableau Pulse metric. So if somebody clicks on this metric within the Tableau dashboard, it will take them to the Tableau Pulse metrics where they can drill down, dig deeper by clicking on different filters or breakdown option to get to the answers. So I will select both of them in this case and add it to the dashboard. And this was the banner view, right? So let's create another one which have a different layout view. So we will do the same thing, drag the metrics object, and we will select total sales again in this case. Let's do the last month again, and this time I will do the display as a full display, and let's add it to the dashboard. And once you do that, you will see the display will be different as compared to the first one, and it is a little bit bigger, so you can expand it. And here you see the layout is not showing the boundary. This is because of, so here when I clicked on that, it took me to the actual pulse metrics where I can click on the breakdown, ask questions, and drill down further. So that's how you can do that. But let's go back to the dashboard, and I want to configure it again, and I want to make sure if the boundaries are added. So here you will see the Tableau Pulse style was not enabled. So I will click on enable and I will update that. So now I have the boundaries enabled for that metrics, and I can adjust accordingly. So let's put it here, and see whenever I click on it, it will take me to the Tableau Pulse metric, actual metrics. So I'm just trying to adjust it here. Let's make it like this, and same with the boundary here, make it a little bit bigger. And let's say you want to include other charts along with these KPIs. So that you can do it in a normal way. So let's say we go to sheet 1 and let's bring products and let's bring the sales value and let's change it into a bar chart, or even we can change it into pie chart. But let's say it's a bar chart. And then I will go to the dashboard and I will bring this sheet in here. And I will show it like this. And once we do that, you will have the sheet here. And let's give the name to the sheet as sales by category. And I will delete the sheet name, existing value. And let's add the title as well. So sales dashboard. And let's increase the size. Let's say keep it 16 and we put it at the top. It's a just simple dashboard, right? I'm not going into the aesthetics and the feel and look. So let's just keep it simple. And now let's say I want to publish it. So I will publish it on a cloud, or you can publish it on the server, wherever you want. And this is my location, and I will say Pulse Metrics, and I will just embed the dashboard. And once it's published, we will see how it looks like. And here you go. So it will open the Tableau Cloud page where it's published, and I will click on that, and it will open the dashboard with the pulse metrics. And it's currently loading. And you will see that pulse metrics are embedded in the dashboard. So this is really useful when you are trying to embed the KPIs for sales or for leasing or for marketing. So all the different data sets have different KPIs which you have already enabled on the Pulse side. Then you can bring it, all of them together from different data sources and embed it at one place. So it's really powerful for the business user to get all the information in one dashboard. And again, if they want to dig deeper, they can click on these metrics and it can take them to the actual metrics page, which is AI assisted, and it will give you the option to get the answers to all the questions which you have by simply typing in the question. Or also you can go to the breakdown section and see how the trend is. And also if you want to change the filters, you can go to the filter section and select any of these filters. So I had another tutorial which explains about Tableau Pulse Metrics in detail. So if you haven't checked it out, please click on the link above and check it out. So once we have embedded the Pulse metrics within the dashboard, now I want to embed this dashboard onto my website. So how we can do that? So I will open a text editor where I have an HTML code. So in the HTML code, we have HTML tag, so which starts here and end at the bottom. And in the starting, we have head tag where I'm just passing the script, which is for embedding API script, which is pointing to the latest JavaScript version. And if your Tableau Cloud is using the similar version, then use that. Otherwise, use the other JavaScript version, which is compatible with your server or the cloud side. And with the cloud side, it will always be the latest. So pick up the latest if you are using cloud. Then in the body section, we will simply add the Tableau Viz tag and the ID. So we are using the embedding API. So for that, I'm simply passing the tag for Tableau Viz and ID equal to Tableau Viz. And then in the source, I had different dashboards. So if I open my HTML page here, so this is my dashboard which I have embedded using that script, which looks like this. But now we want to embed this dashboard. So what I will do, I will go to share and copy the code. And then I will go to the text editor. And in the source here, I will change the code to my new dashboard. And I will delete this section. And I will add that and save it. So I have already commented this below section. So this is mainly for Tableau Pulse, which I will come in a second. But right now it's simply as embedding a dashboard within the website. So I am using this embedding API tag. So I've saved it, and let's go to the Pulse HTML page. And let's see, our new dashboard will be embedded here. And it's loading, and you can see the dashboard with the metrics are embedded and it is on the HTML page, and that HTML page you can add it on onto your website, which can be on any platform or even on your SharePoint website, so which will help you to navigate from your website to all of these pulse metrics. And it will work the same way. You click on that and it will take you to the pulse metrics where you can dig deeper. So that was the first method, right? Now the second method, we have to embed using Embedding API. So if we go to our text editor, so now I want to comment the section for embedding dashboard. So let's get rid of that. And I will comment that section. And then we come down to Tableau Pulse Embedding API. So it is similar to the Tableau Viz tag, but here we'll be using the Tableau Pulse tag, and we are passing the ID as Tableau Pulse. And in the source, we will be passing the metrics which we want to embed. And then you can give the height and width if you want, and you can keep the layout as default. So let's get rid of height and width as of now. And let's go to our metrics, and let's go to our home page, and let's say we want to embed this metric. So I will click on that metrics and I will copy the URL, and then I will go back to the text editor, and in here I will change the source and add the new URL for the Tableau Pulse metrics. And layout, we will keep it default as of now. And you will see here it's a token, right? So this token is the JSON Web Token, which is required for authentication purpose. So you have to pass the token here to make sure your Pulse metrics is working. And this is my old token, so it won't work here. So let's try. It will not give me anything right now, and I will tell you in a second why. So when I clicked on that, you will see a blank page. Because of the token, the authentication is not happening and it's not showing me anything. So what is JSON Web Token, and how we can enable that, and how we can get that value? So for that, we have to go to our website, Tableau Cloud site, and here you have to go to settings, and under settings you have to go to connected apps, and here you have to create a new connected app. So I already have an embedded Pulse app, but let's create it from scratch. So let's create a new app, and I will select Direct Trust, and we can give any name to the app. So here I will say new Pulse app, that's the name, and you can apply that to all projects or to specific domains, but in this case I will select everything. Otherwise you can select only one project, multiple project, different domains. So by default I'm keeping it all projects, and I will click on create. Once you do that, it will take you to the screen where currently the status is disabled. And what we need to do is we need to create a new secret key. So once we create that, we will have these values, ID value and client ID. So we need that. But let's give it a sec, and we will go back to connected apps, and you will say the old app was enabled, but this was disabled. So we go here and enable that app. So once we do that, our connected app is enabled, which we need now. So for that, we need to make sure we have the code ready, which will extract that JSON Web Token from your cloud site and will use it for the authentication purpose while you're embedding Tableau metrics. You can use the tokens for embedding the workbooks as well. For Pulse metrics, you have to use JSON Web Tokens. So for that, we need to use a Python script or JavaScript or whatever you want to use to extract it. So in today's tutorial, I will be using a Python script. And the Python script is available on GitHub. And while I was exploring different scripts, I came across this Python script by Andy, and he's one of the Tableau community member, and he has shared the Python script to get the JSON Web Token. And I will share the link of this GitHub site from where you can get the Python script. And when we open the Python script, so let's open the Python script, it looks something like this. And let's zoom in. And first of all, it's importing few of the functions. And then here it's asking for a secret ID, secret value, client ID, and username. So let's go to our website. And here from our new Pulse metrics, let's click on that. And let's go to actions and say copy ID. And then we go back here and we will update this copy ID. And the same thing we will do it for secret value. And I will go and say copy value. And I will go back to the text editor and I will copy the secret value. So let's delete this first. And I will copy the secret value. Then let's go to the client ID. Client ID is here, so copy the client ID. And I will put the client ID here. And then I will be giving the username. So if you are the admin of the site, use that username. And then it says the token expire in 10 minutes. So maximum it expires in 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you have to generate a new token. So in today's tutorial, I'll be just showing you how to embed it using this particular token. But if you want to automate that process, so you can create a new script, which when you click on the link or the website, it regenerates the token and passes it at that particular time. So we have passed these values. Then we need to work on the scope. So if you are embedding the Pulse metrics, then you need to make sure we have the Tableau Insight Embed scope enabled. Otherwise, you can comment it as well if you are not using it for Pulse, but if you are using it for web authoring, then you have to make sure that this is enabled. Then these are just additional values and parameters. Then we at the bottom, we are creating the function get JSON web token, and these are just passing the values. And then we are returning the token here, and we are printing the token in that Python script. So now let's go to our Python terminal. So I already have it open, but let's do it from scratch. We will go to terminal here, and we will check which version of Python is installed there. So Python 3 version, you can check that. And also we need to make sure if we go to that README file, you will see here, in order to run this Python file, you need to make sure you have the requirement text installed. So what I will do, I will first go to the location. So I will say downloads, and then in the downloads, I have Python, and I will list there, and I will go to connected apps, and here you have Python CD. So just go to the location where you have saved this file, and you will see here requirement.txt file. So now I will do pip install our requirements.txt, and once it's ready, we will simply go Python 3 get underscore JSON web token .py. And once you do that, you will see here the token is generated, which is here. I will copy this token, and then I will move it to the text editor and update this token here with the new value, and then save the file. And now let's go to the pulse.html and refresh that page. And once we do that, you will see the Pulse metrics is embedded into that HTML page. And you can see here it's the default view. Now let's see if we want to change the default view and want a card view. So we change that, and we go to the Pulse metrics and change, the view will be changed, and it's the card view. And if you want to use the banner view, so simply type in ban, and now let's see, this view will be the small banner at the top. And here you go. So that way you can embed these Pulse metrics onto any website And also you can design it using HTML and CSS and create multiple metrics at the same time on the HTML page for any functional area or business area. And from there, business users can click on that and go to individual metrics, which will be really helpful for them to get the answers really quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. And again, if you haven't watched my previous tutorial on how to use Python to install on Mac, check out that one, and also on the Tableau Pulse metrics. If you don't know how to use that, how to configure them, please check out that tutorial as well. Thank you. We'll catch you in the next tutorial. See you. Bye-bye.